So I've been in the workforce for about 8 months now, and I now have come to realize a few things. Number one, I understand why historically men have died younger than women in previous generations, and I understand how big a factor stress can be in one's life. And I want to attribute it to certain things. The 5-day work week is something that I wholeheartedly believe is outdated, is not healthy, and is certainly not right and most accommodating to fit in with our human nature. People, yes, they need to have some means of income, some means of economic productivity, but that needs to be counterbalanced with a healthy amount of time for leisure and to spend with family and to do with one's life what they personally view as most fulfilling. And I'm not saying that in some cases that is not somebody's economic pursuits, because in a lot of cases it is. But let's be realistic and understand that a majority of people do not view their line of work as the most fulfilling thing in their lives. A 4-day work week is something that would seem to make much more sense. And I'm not saying that 4-day work week should be the norm and that's the end of the discussion. I just want to have the discussion. Maybe we can keep the 5-day work week but knock an hour off, so instead of the standard 8-hour work day, it's 7 hours. Or maybe a 6-hour work day, 5 days a week. Or 4 days a week, but we keep it 8 hours. Or maybe the norm should be every private job and even public job offers 6-week paid vacation. This is not a discussion that is really had. In fact, the default position was you have to work every day of your life and you have to work in rather brutal conditions. But then the union movement, the labor movement came along in the US and in other places in the world and said, no, we deserve to have a certain amount of time off and a certain amount of freedom. Freedom not in an economic sense, but in a more humanist sense. And I can tell you for sure that just based off the 8 months that I've been working, that this formulation of spending, if you do the math, about half of your waking time in your life trying to make a living, that this formulation is not something that is beneficial to the human condition.